What is good, YouTube? So today we're gonna be taking a little flight from where are we leaving? Somewhere in California to Houston, Texas. I think. And we're taking the Spacebus, so you know it's not gonna be that long of a trip. Get this music figured out. What are we gonna listen to for our music? We gotta have something for the radio. Something chill. Something to relax. Oh, a cat. Somebody's cat has entered the cabin. I'm gonna need this cat to leave before we take off. How about we do the world we live in? Nice copyright free. So we should probably be allowed to get away with this. Alright, we're already set up to get rolling here, so I'm just gonna go ahead and increase throttle so we can get off the ground. This plane doesn't fly like a normal Airbus. So you can't just put the throttle on. I almost crashed it just then. Oh, see, we got too much power from these motors. 400,000 pounds of thrust, which is what is required of us, really, to do what the Spacebus do.
Los Angeles Tower Spacebus 6969.
So we'll try to do this like mouse a little touchy. Do this like a normal person. We'll go ahead and get our autopilot going. We're gonna make several climbs for this flight. We'll start with like 34,000. And we are going way too fast. Now the Airbus is, or the Spacebus, my bad. The Spacebus is reinforced, so these materials are 15 times stronger than a normal Airbus, which is what enables us to go into space. Or, you know, we were going fast. A second ago, that would have destroyed a normal Airbus at this altitude. There we go. Thought I heard that alarm.
Spacebus 6969 112 heavy. Goodbye. SoCal approach Spacebus 6969 112 heavy 6,000 feet.
I always forget how to get the altitude to work. It's a button. It's not a display button. I think maybe that's it. Engage. Let's move. Vertical speed. Unlimited. Let's get it going. I'll just let the plane control it. There, I see it doing something. No, it was a lie. We're just gonna fly it manually. Maybe it's because I have the engines off. Yeah, that's probably it.
Spacebus 6969 112 heavy. You're leaving my airspace radar service terminated.
Yeah, there it goes.
Frequency change approved.
So our first climb, we're just gonna go to like 37,000 feet.
Frequency change approved. Spacebus 6969.
And then we might just go straight for orbit.
Airbus Juliet Sierra X-ray 143 Los Angeles Center
Now this bus is very modified. Like I said, it makes 400,000 pounds of thrust. And I had to do a lot of modding there to get it to fly good. Because you see, the problem is when you can't slow down, you can add a lot of thrust. You can just go into the files and say I want 400,000 pounds of thrust, and it'll go that fast. The problem will happen when you come to land it, because you won't be able to slow the engines down. You won't be able to slow down. You'll be like stuck cruising at 500 miles an hour all the time. That's the problem that happens if you just go into the file and say, oh, there's a big number there for the thrust. So then what you want to do is you want to be able to have the idle down. I forget everything I did with that, but there was stuff I did there to get it to run at an idle lower than the thrust curve, basically. I played with that. So that at like 8%, it's more like a soft power on, and the big power comes on later, like after 40, 50%. Then the power really starts to come on, which it's still a work in progress, getting that perfect. I also tell you I made it stronger, so the materials are stronger and stiffer, so there's gonna not really be any flex of the materials. This thing's kind of like a fighter jet in that respect. It's very rigid, and you won't really see the wings flexing very much. It does, the computer seems to struggle still, like, with all the extra power. That's why it's not a good idea to use auto throttle.
Los Angeles Center, Spacebus 6969-112.
Because it will try to use tables that don't make sense for how much power it has. So now we're at 37,000, and it doesn't seem to really want to level up. So sometimes you have to help it. Like break autopilot for a minute and just get it to chill out. And we could go ahead and just continue climbing. We'll just do it, man. I usually just fly the thing manually. I use autopilot to get it lined up with where I'm heading. And the rest of the time, when I'm making any kind of maneuvers, I'll do it manually. And we can go a lot faster now with this amount of altitude. And if you look at our whatever speed at ground, we're moving. And the air's thin up here, so we're not overstressing the plane like we would be. You can't go this fast at ground level. You can only go like 500 something. No matter how much power you give the aircraft, you won't be able to break the speed of sound. I've tried. Nice rate of climb.
128.15 Spacebus 6969-112 heavy. Goodbye.
Let's go ahead and just look
Los
around
Angeles
our
Center, Spacebus
environment.
6969-112 heavy, flight level
It does
5.
kind of suck when you get up high enough, you start seeing the maps, edges, or whatever, it's like a puzzle. So you start seeing all of, can't see it yet. Still looks congruent at this height. Just think one day we'll be traveling like this. Probably not in a conventional aircraft. We'll be using something different. Probably not too far in the future. EMF drives or something. Starting to get some pretty good altitude. So your airspeed will drop, but it won't matter pretty soon here. We are going Mach 3. Our airspeed is dropping. We're running out of air. You see our speed, our actual ground speed keeps going higher. But where we're going, we don't need wings. At this point, just the sheer momentum, you see our altitude is like accelerating. We're on a trajectory to just kind of go into an orbit, basically. Low level orbit. And I haven't touched anything, but our nose is aiming higher. And when we hit the ceiling here in a second, I can just cut engines probably and we can coast for a while. Probably coast all the way there. We're still climbing. The altimeter doesn't know what to do with this type of altitude, so it starts getting weird. We are definitely still
134.65
climbing.
Spacebus 6969 tree heavy. Goodbye. Los Angeles Center Spacebus 6969 tree heavy flight level 1730.
Spacebus 6969 tree heavy Los Angeles Center radar contact continue.
Smooth sailing up here.
Los Angeles Center southwest 4865 heavy flight level tree 20.
It's totally fine as long as you don't hit anything besides air. Let's look at the traffic below us because we are zooming.
Spacebus 6969 tree heavy contact Albuquerque Center on 125.25. Good day.
125.25 Spacebus 6969 tree heavy. Goodbye. Albuquerque Center Spacebus 6969 tree heavy flight level 1785.
Spacebus 6969 tree heavy Albuquerque Center radar contact continue.
I'll wait till we're about 500 miles out and then kill the engines. See, there's that puzzle piece of the map that I was talking about. There's puzzle pieces here. There's one here. Another one. So that's the same one. We are moving. Oh, there's the ceiling. I'm like, I knew we're close.
125.4 Spacebus 6969 tree heavy.
The altimeter is way wrong. We're at the ceiling in the game. I think it's like 240,000.
6969 tree heavy flight level 1815.
So we'll start kind of nosing down again. Kind of start getting ready to re-enter. That's pretty much it. You hit the ceiling of the game, and we're gonna be on the other halfway across the country, and it took us all of like 20 minutes by the time we land. California to Texas is the goal. So the Spacebus is cool because you can travel to places a lot faster. Sure, you can do it the realistic way, but this is like the future. The Spacebus is the future. See, what does it say on there? It says global freightways. Spacebus. That's it right here on the side. Spacebus. On the wing too.
Albuquerque Center, Spacebus 6969-112, tree heavy, flight level 1740.
And that's who they're talking to on the radio right now. They're talking about Spacebus. So the Spacebus can go places a lot faster. You can get to Japan from California in pretty short time, like less than an hour, I want to say. Because it just keeps going faster. We're going Mach almost 7, and it will continue to I think it tops out around Mach 10. Usually I've got where I'm going by the time it's running out of top speed. It will fly around the world on half a tank of fuel. It's funny, in the forums somebody was like, I saw you flying over at like the game cap, which I think only shows at 134, 500. That's what it'll show. I mean, we could probably wait to kill engines until about the last 300 miles. Since we're going for speed and not efficiency. I'm gonna see if I put let's see what happens if I put auto throttle will put itself on, and I don't remember putting that on. Ooh, autopilot? No. Bad idea. Yeah, I'm not gonna put autopilot on again. I'm gonna kinda aim up a little bit better because we're off target.
Spacebus 6969-112, heavy, contact Albuquerque Center on 128.2.
Yeah, we're kind of way off.
128.2, Spacebus 6969-112, tree heavy. Goodbye. Albuquerque Center, Spacebus 6969-112,
Still flies pretty good up here.
Spacebus 6969-112, tree heavy, Albuquerque Center, radar contact continue.
It's gotta be smooth with it.
Spacebus 6969-112, tree heavy, contact Albuquerque Center on 132.65. Good day.
Going to 132.65, Spacebus 6969-112.
Like, see how nose down we are, but our altitude is still
Albuquerque
on.
Center, Spacebus
We're still gaining
6969-112,
altitude.
tree heavy, flight level.
We're really not though. We're because the Earth is spinning. That's how high we are. We have to nose down to stay at a level altitude, which is this is the difference, I guess. If that's permanent. I don't really know what I'm doing. I'm gonna go get a drink. By the time I get back, it should be time to land.
Spacebus 6969-112, tree heavy, contact Albuquerque
back. We still got a few minutes before we can come in. Get around the 200 mile mark, 250. 300 I'll probably come down. It's not exact science, I'm just kind of winging it. Wing all the flying stuff.
Spacebus 6969112 tree heavy contact 41 center on 133.1. Good day.
133.1 Spacebus 6969112 tree heavy. Goodbye. Fort Worth Center Spacebus 6969112 tree heavy flight level 2445.
Got a few minutes to spark one up.
Spacebus 6969112 tree heavy 41 center radar contact continue.
They're not even ready for what they're about to witness out here in Houston. So it looks like we're maxing at 7.5. 7.5 at this altitude. I think my max speed altitude is 103,000.
126.15 Spacebus
The altitude where you will get the
6969112 tree
highest
heavy.
speed.
Goodbye. Fort Worth Center Spacebus 6969112 tree heavy flight level 2445.
Alright, I'm starting to come down.
Spacebus 6969112 tree heavy 41 center radar contact continue.
Just gonna kind of glide in from the rest of the way here. We have a lot of altitude to drop. In 300 miles, which is only a couple of minutes, really. But the atmosphere will slow us down pretty quick here in a minute. Computer bugged out for a second.
Spacebus 6969112
Look at the stuff on my radar.
center on 132.35. Good day.
Put it for
Going to 132.35 Spacebus 6969112 tree heavy. Houston Center Spacebus 6969112 tree heavy flight level 2445.
that's what, 80?
Spacebus 6969.
80 nautical miles. Dude, we're zooming.
Center radar contact continue.
Our airspeed is so slow though, look. There's no air up here. Altimeter still doesn't know what our altitude is. Basically, I'm gonna start nosing up when I hit the up, like when I start hitting air again.
Spacebus 696911 tree heavy. Contact Houston Center on 125.65. Good day.
Going to 125.65.
There's other ways
Spacebus
to come in that
6969
take longer.
112 tree
Like
heavy.
I could have killed the engines maybe at 500 out, and
Houston
then just
Center
kept
Spacebus
nosing up
6969 112
to
tree heavy.
maintain
Flight
the
level
altitude to
2445.
scrub speed, and then you kind of come in like that,
Spacebus
all graceful. But this is gonna be a hot
6911 tree
entry
heavy. Houston Center radar contact. Continue.
for speed purposes. Not the efficient way. Oh, there's the atmosphere again.
Spacebus 696911
We're gonna lose
tree heavy.
speed
Contact
pretty
Houston
quick.
Center on 132.15.
I'm gonna open flaps,
Good day.
but remember how high we are
Cessna 8
and how
Papa
thin
Kilo,
the air
door
is.
61 miles northwest. Descend and maintain 7,000 feet. Expect vectors visual runway tree for approach.
We're going really fast still.
132.15 Spacebus
And
6969
if the
112
cabin's
tree heavy.
shaking, that means you're
Goodbye.
stressing the craft out.
Descend and
So
maintain
we're still so
7,000
thin,
feet.
the air's
Expect
so
vectors
thin
visual
that
runway tree for
it's
approach.
not
Cessna
a
8
problem
Papa
yet.
Kilo.
And we can keep that speed down.
Spacebus 6969 112 tree heavy. Contact Houston Center
So we can
on
lower our speed
120.4.
without blowing the wings off.
Going to 120.4 Spacebus 6969 112 tree heavy. Houston Center Spacebus 6969 112 tree heavy. Flight level 1020.
Spacebus 6969 112 tree heavy. Houston Center radar contact. Continue. Southwest 254 heavy. Contact Houston Center on 125.65. Good day.
See, now the overspeed's just coming on because now it notices that there's a lot of air. A lot of airspeed. But this is fine. This is fine. Put the flaps back down. We got 50 miles to burn off this altitude.
United Tree Niner 14 heavy. You are Tree Niner
We
miles
need to flap
northwest.
still.
Descend
We got
and
way too much.
maintain 7,000 feet.
Way too
Expect
much
ILS
energy.
runway 15 right approach via Dukas transition. Cleared to Dukas. United 2 Tree 22 heavy. You are Tree 0 miles northwest. Descend and maintain 3,000 feet. Expect ILS runway 15 right approach via Dukas transition. Cleared to Dukas. Descend and maintain 3,000 feet. Expect ILS runway 15 right approach via Dukas transition. Cleared to Dukas United Tree Niner 14 heavy.
I'm burn all the speed. I don't
62
care.
heavy. You are 19 miles northwest.
Let
Descend and
it come
maintain
down.
3,000 feet. Expect ILS runway 15 right approach via Dukas transition. Cleared to Dukas. Descend and maintain 3,000 feet. Expect ILS runway 15 right approach via Dukas transition. Cleared to Dukas United 2 Tree 22 heavy. Descend and maintain 3,000 feet. Expect ILS runway 15 right approach via Dukas transition. Cleared to Dukas United 2682 heavy. Air Shuttle 6 Tree 8 heavy. Contact Houston Center on 119er.
It's just saying overspeed. It doesn't really mean that. Right, and the Airbus is 15, or the Spacebus is 15 times stronger than an Airbus. So you can abuse it pretty good. It's not made out of regular materials.
Overspeed. 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 Overspeed.
Descend and maintain 3,000 feet. Expect ILS runway 15 right approach via Ducos transition. Cleared to Ducos United 2162 Heavy.
Overspeed.
United Tree Niner 14 Heavy contact approach on 120.05. Good day.
Overspeed. 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 Overspeed.
120.05. United Tree Niner 14 Heavy. Goodbye. Spacebus 6969-112 Tree Heavy contact Houston approach on 119.7. Good day. United 2682 Heavy, you are 13 miles northwest of Houston. Contact Houston Tower on 125.35 when inbound.
Houston Center Spacebus 6969-112 Tree Heavy. Request clearance to transition Bravo airspace.
Overspeed. Overspeed.
Spacebus 6969-112 Tree Heavy, Houston Center. Cleared through the Bravo airspace.
Overspeed. Overspeed.
Cleared through Bravo airspace. Spacebus 6969-112 Tree Heavy.
Tower on 125.35, United 2682 Heavy.
I usually just pick a lane. Don't matter. None of this matters. I'll pick the one on the right. The geometry on this plane is not the same as a regular Airbus UAV. Mentioned some of that earlier. I mentioned that I made the plane have stronger material and stuff. It actually is a different geometry to the wings. They look the same. The model will look the same. I didn't modify the model, so it just looks like a regular Neo. But it is not. They are not the same. It's more kind of like a fighter jet. The way like the center of gravity is and stuff. For reasons, for stability reasons when flying at Mach speed. That's another reason why I'm able to go fast without breaking the plane is it's not actually set up like a regular one. Put a little throttle. Gear down. We're going pretty slow. 1,000. Got some crosswinds or something. Feels cool.
Houston Tower Spacebus 6969-112 Tree Heavy is 2 miles northwest 400 feet with Yankee to land.
Spacebus 6969-112 Tree Heavy, Houston Tower. Altimeter tree 0.211008 at 12. Fly left base,
to use a
runway
lot of
15
rudder.
left.
Lot of rudder. Must be windy. Look, as soon as I let go, it's hard right or left.
On final. Wind 008 at 12. Cleared to land runway 26 right. United Tree 048 Heavy
but there we go. And it took us 35 minutes. Look at that, as soon as I let go, it's trying to run off the runway. Like, I don't even have to turn here. Cat's driving. Say hi, Lula. The cat's driving. We're gonna crash. I got to go. See, if you keep that little center bolt thing, this lined up with the paint, that's where your wheels will be. And when you're turning, it's somewhere between it. So it's like in the middle. Between like there and there. So I should be on it almost. If I go forward. It's very touchy. 20,000 pounds plus. But like I'm saying, when you get this little bolt screw thing lined up with the runway, that's the center. Your wheel will be on it. We can take off again, but I'm not going to. We have a lot of fuel left. Yeah, dude, it's so windy or something. Like, as soon as I let off the rudder, like, I don't even have to turn. I can just let up. I'm gonna go ahead and park this thing and end the video, but hope you all enjoyed our trip from California to we left LAX, came out in Houston. 35 minutes in the Spacebus. But we're really just carrying cargo, so I gotta go take care of that real quick, and then y'all have a good week.